Hey guys, this is Joshua Seth, voice of Ty on Digimon, and you're listening to Anime Secrets.
Hello everyone, how are y'all feeling? Our last panel of the day, and what better way to end this than with none other than Dragon Ball Z. Are y'all excited? I love this. Well, we have two very special guests waiting backstage. Are y'all ready to meet them? Okay, one more time. Are y'all ready to meet them? Awesome. Up first, everyone please give a big Houston welcome to Johnny Young Bosch. Hello, Johnny. And last but not least, everyone please welcome Schemmel. Hello, guys. How are y'all?
Hello.
Oh my goodness, such an honor having y'all here. And like I mentioned, this is our last panel. I'm very sad, but at the same time honored to have you guys here to shut down the place. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. This is great. This is great.
You guys have been awesome this weekend. It's been a really amazing weekend.
Yeah, we do a lot of conventions, and I'm just the general vibe, and everybody's just been so enthusiastic.
Super cool,
and it's super cool, and more so than I think on average. Like I'm like blown away at all the turnout and all the love. Like Johnny and I have been talking about it all weekend. Yeah.
I love that. And what has your time in Houston been like so far? I mean, I know you've been busy, but have y'all
been here?
We've been here. We wake up all 3 days. Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, I grew up in Texas, so I'm not from Houston, but I grew up in Texas, so I'm very familiar with Texas culture and the cuisine, etc. So I'm pretty, I've been to Houston a few times. Johnny, are you from Texas? No, you're not.
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, I grew up in Garland, though.
Oh, dude, I lived there for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, King of the Hill is based on Arlen, Texas, which is based on Garland, Texas. And I don't know if you're like me, but as far as I'm concerned, King of the Hill is reality television. Because I had a substitute teacher just like that, and there were two kids that like Beavis and Butthead going, yeah. When I was a kid, I was like, is Mike Judge in my classroom? Like, I couldn't believe how much it was like growing up in Texas.
Wait, and where did you grow up?
I was born in Iowa, and then I moved to Texas when I was 12, and I lived in Odessa for 5 years, and then I lived in Dallas-Fort Worth for 22 years. And I went to North Texas State University, and I graduated high school in Fort Worth.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I love
something too
Whataburger.
that I love is that,
Whataburger. All the way. Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that. And let's we chat a little bit backstage, but I love just, you guys have made such a huge impact for so many people, so many lives. So kind of take us back in time. How did y'all get started? When was it that you got bitten by the acting or entertainment bug?
Well, Johnny, I'm going to let you start. Johnny's interesting in the fact that he's kind of has two legacies. Because he's got the Power Rangers, and then he's got Dragon Ball now, and he has also done a decent amount of on-camera work, and I'm primarily a voice actor. But you started as a child actor or not?
No. Let's see. Yeah, Power Rangers was the first live-action thing I did. I wanted to be an actor. I actually wanted to just do action movies. I was a martial artist first, and then it's just something I thought would be really cool to do, and I remember my instructor found some article in the paper that said they were looking for Power Rangers, and I went to an audition, and long story short, I booked it. But then in Power Rangers, I'll tell this bit too. So after Power Rangers, there's a Japanese stunt team there shooting a movie, so I went to go work on that movie, but their camera was Japanese, the audio equipment wasn't, so it didn't sync up, and so I had to dub myself. So as I was dubbing myself for this movie, the producer happened to walk by and heard my voice and thought I had a decent hero voice, and then asked me to come audition for a voice.
Oh, there you go.
And that's how I got into voiceover.
Oh, I did not know that, Johnny.
Yeah,
I suppose I should have asked you.
fluke.
I love that.
Well, yeah, I've told this story a bunch of times over the last 25 years. I was a professional French hornist in symphonies, and I played in Dallas and a lot of symphonies in that area and freelance groups, and I had a studio of about 30 French horn students. And my goal was to be a classical musician and play in orchestras, and I had done voices my whole life as a kid because I liked to turn the volume down and make up my own voices, and I did stand-up comedy for a second. And my wife at the time, I was married at the time, was an actress, and she was looking for acting work in the Dallas Observer because they didn't have the internet really. I mean, the internet existed, but it wasn't where you got work necessarily. And she saw an ad in the paper that said wanted voice actors for a national cartoon. Didn't say Dragon Ball, And she goes, you know, Sean, you should do this. Like, you're really doing voices all the time. You'd be great at it. And she wasn't even going to audition herself. She eventually did. And I think she was Marin for a split second. And then I said, nah, I'm good. I'm going to be a French horn player. That's what I was doing. I love music. And I called my friends who I played in band with. Like, I played in the Six Flags marching band with. I was in that band for 3 years in Six Flags. I played in that marching band, 85, 86, no, 86, 80, yeah, I played in the Six Flags marching band in the 80s. It's 86, 87, 88, I think I was there, 85, 86, 87, I can't remember. And I called my friends, they're like, are you crazy? You'd be great at voices, you're always doing voices, you nuts? What? And they knew I was a good horn player, you know, I was professional. And they were like, you gotta do this. And so then I called the number, which is actually Chris Sabat answered, I did not know him. And that number he still has because when he left Funimation, he asked him if he could keep the number. So the number I dialed to get the part is still in my phone as Chris's personal phone number. But it was just the Funimation cell phone number at the time, and then he kept it. So he asked if he could keep it. And I saved that piece of paper I'd written his number on. I think I lost it, but I tore out of the Dallas Observer. And then after I auditioned, I called him every day, which you're not supposed to do. And I was so Goku of me, because I was like, hey, did I get the part? Did I get the part? Oh, it's so awesome. Like, I was so excited. And he was like, no, you get the part. Now, Chris is funny, because he's a notorious prankster, and he will troll you. And from day one, he was trolling me. Because when he called me, eventually, he goes, hey, Sean's Chris Sabat, Funimation, and we're casting Dragon Ball. Just let you know we got you a part. I'm like, what's the part? He's like, well, we're going to cast you as Goku. And I went, oh, man. I really wanted to be Captain Ginyu because that was such a cool voice. I really wanted, because I didn't know they didn't tell us who was the lead. We just auditioned for parts, right? And Chris goes, trust me, I think you're gonna like this part. He didn't say it's the lead, you should be excited. He didn't say this is a legendary character. He said, trust me, I think you're gonna like this part. And then I didn't even realize 2 weeks into recording I was playing the main character because I was working on the character really hard and I was having little struggles and understanding the character and figuring it out. And Chris goes, you do realize you're the main character on this show, right? And I was like, I am? Oh, wow. It was really Goku-y at the time for me. I was 30 years old. It was a gift that keeps on giving, especially with you guys. So it's been a crazy story, yeah. And 80% of my music training translated to the audition. So much about music translates to acting and vice versa. It really does. And a lot of actors are musicians, you know. A lot of musical theater people are really good voice actors. A lot of musicians are voice actors. It translates very well. Anyway, I'm talking too long. Go ahead. Sorry.
I love that. Well, obviously we have fan questions. We have people right there taking the floor. Everyone lined up before we even asked them to. I love it. They're excited. They're ready. So we're going to start with you. Hello. What is your name?
My name is Jacob Jenkins. Question I've always wondered: how are you able to shout so much in the studio?
Like I said, I was a professional French horn player for 25, 30, 40. I've been playing that thing since 1980. And when you're blowing on a 12.5-foot tube, one of the things they teach you in music school, and your brass teacher will teach you, is about breath support and control. And then you got a certain amount of resistance in that tube. I was also a choir director and singer. And so when you take those classes and you study that, you learn how to breathe and how to protect your voice and how to protect your lips. And a lot of those things apply. And so I have very good vocal technique in the booth, and I know how to recover, and I know how to pay attention to which pain tells me to stop. And it's the one it's the one that says don't do this anymore. Another secret, I use really hot monitoring because you can blow your voice out if you're not got your cans loud enough. And so I really control all the environment so I can, screams are all real, full on, you know, loud as can be. And I also grew up in a household where everybody's yelling at each other all the time. There's 4 kids, you know, parents, and everybody's running around, so everybody's yelling all the time. Big, loud Irish household, only my mother's side anyway. And so, in fact, I fought with my mom so much growing up, I wrote an autograph to her, I was teasing her. I was like, my first voice acting coach, Mom, love you, you know. Yeah, well, I was teasing her, but yeah, that's how I do it. And I know when to quit. Like, some actors will keep going because they don't want to make the producer or director mad. If it's time to go, I say I'm done, and I leave. And they go, well, you got to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to damage this. So, and they always understand. They're always cool. But every once in a while, somebody wants to push you too hard, and you just have to have this emotional strength and awareness of your own physiology to know when to quit. And I just know when to do that, and I know how to rest, you know, which I just don't speak for a few days, and I drink a lot of liquids. And sometimes I'll use special teas, but it's pretty rare. Yeah, and it's about breath support. It's making your diaphragm do all the work, not your vocal cords. Diaphragm. Huge amounts of air. That's the key. Anyway, that's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I forgot to mention, guys, let's try to keep it one question per person and get really close to the mic so we can hear you, please. Thank you.
In Dragon Ball Z Kai, why did like Goku die trying to fight Cell when he could just like teleport it back?
Oh, are you saying that when Goku takes Cell to King Kai's planet, why doesn't he just go back?
Yeah, to
That's an excellent question. And what you're discovering is what a lot of people discover who watch fantasy shows and sci-fi shows: continuity errors, or storytelling holes, or questions like, why don't they just wish back everybody forever? That's a great question. And there's lots of questions like that in the Dragon Ball universe, like, well, this doesn't make sense. And part of that's just the creative storytelling process. Even creators will tell you, oh yeah, I painted myself into a corner with this rule set of how I try to figure out how to do this scene, right? So it's a struggle a lot of creators have. And the answer is, I don't have an answer for you, because it's a very good question. And you would think that the logical thing would be for him to drop off Cell at King Kai's planet and then go back. You would think, because he can do instant transmission. But then, of course, he's got to deal with Cell and King Kai's planet. But yeah, that's good thinking. I hope that helps. I know that's complicated, but
It means you're smarter.
yes, you're smarter than the show, is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
What is your favorite Super Saiyan?
Which form? Which form? Yeah, you're asking me which form. Base form Goku is my favorite, and then of the transformations, it would be Red Hair God Mode, Ultra Instinct, and Gogeta from the Broly movie. Not necessarily in that order. Maybe Super Saiyan 4 too. Maybe. I like that one.
Thank you.
I know this girl, she's partly going Ultra Instinct right now.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Catalea.
Yes?
And my brother Dante, unfortunately he wasn't able to make it here, but he's a big fan, and I was wondering if I could get a shout out for him.
Yo, Dante.
In your voices.
Yo, Dante. You do first. You do. I'm just ready to go. You do first.
In our voices?
Yeah, I'd like the characters' voices, please.
I'm not willing to do that yet, but I will say hi to Dante. Here's why. Because after I do this, every single panel is going to ask me to do this. So shout out to Dante. I'm sorry you're not here, and I wish you could have made it. And hello to Dante. That's the best I can do.
Well, for me, it would be, there's, he's mostly screaming. I don't want to scream.
Oh, yeah, he just screamed, Dante! Dante! You're just screaming the whole time.
But Dante, I do wish that I could see you next time. I'll scream at his face next time I see him.
And we come to Texas all the time, so we'll probably meet Dante at some point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, Dante Bosco is here.
Yes.
Speaking of Dante's.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
First of all, thank you for all that you do. I watched Dragon Ball when I was younger, and now I have a daughter, and I'm watching it with her, and we're bonding together, and it's just been so awesome.
Thank you.
She had the question about the yelling, because she was concerned about damaging your vocal cords, but I guess you already answered that. So my question is, for both of y'all, what has your favorite moment been as voice actors?
Right now, meeting everybody. I mean, for me, because we don't ever get to meet the audience when we're recording, unlike doing a live theater production, where everybody applauds or whatever, you get to shake hands afterwards. And we do art for other humans, And so I was just thinking as you were talking that just your gratitude makes me feel good, because I'm feeling threatened by AI. And so I'm like, there's humans attached to the energy and the emotion I put in there, and I'm not okay with someone co-opting my soul in a computer program. It's Harrison Ford, I think, said it best. He said, we don't need AI, we have Troy Baker. He said that in an interview, and I sent that article to Troy Baker. And he's right, we've got actors who can do this, and we don't want robots telling our human story. So I appreciate that you appreciate us in that way, so thank you.
Thank you. You'll never be able to be replaced.
Well, that's not what the AI folks tell us, but thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
I'm running out. I was wondering, what was y'all's favorite fusion? Like Zamasu, like Wuhan, Vegito, what was y'all's favorite?
Oh, you mean which final fusion? I'm a Gogeta fan, that's me. Donnie's hasn't fused yet, I don't think. He's not fusing.
No, just like y'all's favorite fusion in general.
Oh, he's...
Yeah.
I don't.
Say Vegito or something. Say Vegito. Say Vegito or something.
All right, fine.
Thank you so much.
Hey, yeah.
Hello, I don't know why. I'm pretty much loud right here.
Oh, hi.
First off, hi, Sean.
Hello.
My name's Miranda. I'm also from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm here visiting relatives. First off, thank you because the whole breast support thing has made singing Defying Gravity a hell of a lot easier because I like to sing at work. That being said, here's my question. Since Valentine's Day was on Friday, and I thought hard about this, who is the most romantic character?
Broly. Actually,
Hold up.
I do think Broly was giving Goku the mystical at the end of the movie.
Hold on.
And Goku was like, huh? You want to fight? Yeah, call me Kakarot. You can call me Kakarot anytime if you'll let me fight you.
Before you answer, Master Roshi does not count.
No, Master Roshi doesn't count because that's really more lust, I think, than it is romance. Well, because his bleeding nose in his magazines. But I would say, well, Bulma's kind of shallow, even though she's romantic, I think. I don't know. I mean, I really think Broly. He's got a broken heart from the creature. Yeah.
Anyways, also I bought these shoes for you to see at, and I'll see you in Collecticon in June.
Oh, fantastic. Those are magic shoes. I love them.
They're my wedding shoes.
Oh, congratulations.
I will see you in Dallas in June, sir.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Hello. Hi. Okay, this is going to be a fun question. So in Dragon Ball Super, we saw that fun bit where Goku basically has to babysit Pan. My question is, how do you think Broly would do as a babysitter for Pan?
I mean, Piccolo's babysitting Pan or Goku was? Was Goku babysitting Pan?
Oh, Piccolo and Goku. Mainly Goku.
That's right.
But, I mean, mainly Piccolo, but...
Broly babysitting?
I don't think Broly would be very good. He hardly knew what water was. I think that'd be a problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to say thank you guys. I've been a lifelong Dragon Ball fan, and I've always also especially loved Broly. So it's really awesome to see you guys. What I wanted to ask is how you guys feel about Broly going from being like literally like evil to being like a sad teen with dad issues.
Well, that was actually a specific request from Japan and Toei when we were working on the new movie. They said all the old stuff is ignore that. We're focusing on the new character development of Broly. So they kind of retconned it to where that was. So I support that because I think it makes Broly a deeper and more interesting character. And I think it was a wise choice to really give Broly a little place of more heart and empathy for the character because he's not just a big raging asshole, he has feelings. And that was at the behest of Toei and Akira Toriyama, I believe, and the folks who would create the show in Japan. So, Johnny, you're Broly, so you should probably answer this.
I mean, I agree with you. I do think, you know, the other, I mean, they're both fine, but I feel like the original motivation was like he's crying in a crib next to him and doesn't like him now. It's not enough motivation for like what do? Then you just rage all the time. It's like, I guess that's what it is. So I really do like what they're doing with it because I like there to be, there's some heart to it, you know? You don't want to just play the surface level character. You want to have a reason for what you're doing, you know? You want to kind of earn those moments. And if you're just raging for no reason, it can be cool because there's battles and things like that, but you want to have some real motivation behind it so that just it feels earned in the series. And so I do feel like this new backstory does help earn a lot of the moments that you get to see with him, you know?
Sweet. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. My name is Diana. It's a little awkward. Johnny, I'm not sure if you remember me. I got a video of you wishing my sister good luck on her surgery on Friday, and I just wanted to let you know it made her feel so much better, made her day.
Oh, I'm glad.
And also for Sean, I'm sorry. She really wanted to be here to see you, but yeah, she's stuck at the hospital.
Oh gosh, okay. Well, we're going to be here a lot. I mean, you know, I come to Texas a lot, so there's a good chance in the future.
Alrighty. I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Sean. So, YouTube voice, probably like one of the most iconic anime characters, you know, in the history of anime. But this is like kind of a neat question. If Goku and Ichigo were to be in a fight, or a death battle or so, at their strongest forms, who do you think would win? Ultra Instinct Goku or Vassal Lord Ichigo?
I don't know enough about Ichigo, is that how you say it? Ichigo's power levels to describe. I tend to be biased that Goku solos, and I don't care who's there. But, you know, I want to be realistic, you know? So I don't know about, Broly's powers are like Goku's powers in a lot of ways. So,
Right.
So do you think that, you know, based on that, could your character beat Goku?
To be honest, I feel like there's a whole lot of similarities. Within the battle, it's like, oh, here's a level up. Oh, here's another level up. I feel like they both, like all the characters, they like with Ichigo and with Goku, even Broly, like there's this extra level up. I don't know if it would. I think it would just be this constant battle. There'd be a giant hole in the earth. I think. I don't know. And also, I mean, it's an interesting question, but it's also really hard to answer because the worlds are very different too. You know, see, on the one hand, like with Goku, like that's more of a real, like not real, but like it's happening like in reality. Whereas with Ichigo, that it does happen in reality, but it's also very spiritual. So the dynamic is very different too. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, somewhat.
Right. You know, I just felt like if Goku was like, you know, an archangel or something, and then you're fighting, then I would say, oh, okay, these are two very spiritually powerful beings. Whereas you're kind of like, they're very different, you know, they're in those realms in battle. Does that make sense?
And I also realize that a lot of times these mashups, like Goku versus Superman, etc., you're also mashing up the world-building rules. And so it doesn't always work because the world-building rules don't, because Superman's only vulnerable, as an example, to kryptonite and magic. And we don't know exactly what Goku's power blasts are made out of. Some physics scientists said it might be plasma energy for his energy blasts. So for Goku, I just revert to, we'll go to instant transmit Superman thousands of light years away to a sun that's not yellow, and he's just gonna fucking, oh, excuse me, sorry. He's gonna die in space, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm used to being by myself at home cursing whenever I feel like it. I haven't been in public for a minute. So sorry about that, sorry.
You're all good.
Dropping the F-bomb on the panel. Oh yeah, well that's the problem. But I have to watch Ichigo now and figure out if Goku can beat him. For years it was One Punch Man versus Goku. So I had to think about that one forever. I agree, but
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Hi, my name is Ali. First of all, no cussing. Cussing's bad.
I just reprimanded myself, and you felt the need to reprimand me further, which I find hilarious. Continue.
Okay, I wanted to ask, what is your favorite voice line, and can you reenact it for us?
Well, my favorite voice line has a big F-bomb in it, so I'm not going to reenact it since you just said no cursing. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to reenact my favorite voice line, only because it's probably something like I will destroy my world, and that's just crazy. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm trying to think of something funny I could reenact. But screaming, I'm not going to read. That's just too much. Do you have a favorite line? I mean, you know what's so funny? When someone asks me a favorite line, I start cataloging 25 years of work in my head.
Yeah, you got to go through a bunch of different things. I think I'll say one of my favorites is Vash and Trigun, 98. This world is made of love and peace. That was a lot.
I like that. I can think of one when Goku was like, your read made me think of this quote, which is one of my favorite lines. When Goku overhears Chi-Chi and Bulma talking about the fact that Vegeta has gone off to train with Beerus and Whis without Goku, and Goku hears through a wall and then punches through a wall, just like the Kool-Aid Man, I specifically overdid that like the Kool-Aid Man, and the line was, Vegeta's doing what? And I did it way over the top as he punches through the wall and he's very upset. And I thought it was just a perfect Kool-Aid moment. And that's one of my favorite lines, yes. And I did reenact it without screaming, so I got lucky. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello, my name's Louis, and I have like a question. Can you please say Kamehameha?
No. And here's why. I just don't want to get in a habit of everyone's making me scream Kamehameha in every panel. And if I do it here, I'm going to have to do it all the time. I really don't, and my voice is killing me. I'm so sorry. Do you have a question, though?
Yeah, like, what was the most hardest part? Like,
Screaming Kamehameha all the time. No. The screaming is it's really challenging, and certain scenes more difficult than others. If you see the scene where I'm doing I Will Not Let You Destroy My World, while that seems like a special moment, and it is, that's every day at work. When I'm doing Goku, every day I've got to, well, not 5 days a week, but every time I go in, but at one time when I was working in my 30s, early on in Dragon Ball, I was going 5 days a week, sometimes 12 days in a row, 12-hour days sometimes. It was really, really difficult. Yeah, that was hard. I don't do that anymore.
How many Kamehamehas have you done?
Fun fact, I'm surprised some fan has not stitched together on some
All of the
YouTube
ones?
video all the Kamehamehas, and I'm waiting for some fan to do it, stitch together all the Kamehamehas and every single fight react I've ever done. Yeah, going on for like 2 hours on a YouTube video. That would be hilarious.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's
Thank
your
you.
mission.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Ryan, and I just gotta ask, I'm a huge sucker for transformation scenes, so I gotta know what your guys' favorite is.
For our characters?
Yes.
Like when they power up and change into something else?
Yes.
Oh, that's what he means precisely.
For mine, it is when Goku is fighting Broly and he has to transform into Super Saiyan Blue. That is my personal favorite.
What? I'm trying to remember what happens. That's not when Broly grabs Goku by the ankles and throws him around like Loki.
Yes.
That is one of my favorite scenes because I ended up doing that entire scene in one take. And it was like the first take. I was just on fire and I got lucky. And I was breathing real hard and I was like, we okay? Can we do it again? Like, no, it's good. I got totally lucky on that. That was a really crazy scene. Yeah, what about you? Did you transform?
Well, I mean, to Super.
Well, yeah, but what about your other characters? Do you have characters that transform?
Oh, the other I think all my characters transform.
I think that's kind of a Japanese anime thing.
Right. I think most of them transform. Yeah, in Power Rangers my very first one. Well, we morphed.
Oh yeah, that's right, you morph.
We morphed.
That's funny, they were like, oh, Transformers transform this. Hey, what do we call it? Transform? No, we can't morph in? That's probably what happened here. That's probably what they did. They were like, we already use transforming too much. We gotta come with something else, says Japan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Lucy. My brother's a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. I just wanted to say,
You're doing fantastic. It's very nice to meet you.
I just wanted to know if Goku and Broly, are they friends or are they still gonna fight as enemies?
Well, here's the thing you gotta understand about Goku. And if you watch the end of the movie for, what was it? Was it Broly? Super, no, it was Super, yeah. Superhero. No, but that wasn't what they call it, Kakarot. That was Broly. Goku, here's the weird thing about Goku. Even if you're evil, if you can fight strong, he kind of likes you. Because he likes fighting the strongest no matter what. So when he first met Broly, he really saw a lot of potential there, and I think he really wants to train Broly for selfish reasons and other reasons. Because I think he wants the pleasure of fighting someone who's really strong, but he also knows he's got a fellow Saiyan he's got to cull because Broly's power is out of control, And so I feel like when Goku at the end, when he's like, call me Kakarot, he's so turned on by the fact that Broly's so powerful, it may be the most powerful guy he's ever fought. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think they're gonna be friends no matter what, because Goku likes fighting strong people, and it would take Broly being really, really evil or mean for Goku to not like him, if that makes sense.
Like when I heard you say that, he likes fighting people who will say they are strong. My brother says that when someone says the stronger than Goku. Goku's like, oh yeah? Then challenge me to a battle.
That's exactly right, and he very much likes that. He very much likes fighting strong people. He's really into that. Thank you. That's a good question.
Hey guys, I gotta head out to get to a
Johnny's
plane.
going home.
But thank you
Everyone,
very much.
please give
It's been such a pleasure to meet you guys and chat with you a bit. So I
Johnny
really
Young
appreciate
Bosch,
it.
thank you so much.
All right, I'll see you at the next
It was
one.
an honor.
Safe flight.
Thank you so
Yeah, man.
much.
Thank you, Johnny. Johnny Young Bosch, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Safe travels.
I'm gonna take a few more questions, and then I'm gonna go back to my table and sign for an
Yes.
hour, and then I'm done at 5. So I'm just letting you know my schedule, so they don't get mad when I leave to the airport.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
So my question just left.
Yes. Well, we can get him.
Hear us. No, I'm kidding.
All right. How do you feel about Daima?
He's great. It was Akira Toriyama's last project that he was working on, and I know a lot of people. Look, my philosophy is toward Akira Toriyama's work is generally, he is not only a creative genius, but he's a master of taking some older concepts and ideas and making them fresh again. And I could prove this because, we did Dragon Ball, we did Resurrection F, and even I groaned when I thought, oh, they're bringing back Frieza, and it was awesome. And then he brought back Cell, and it was awesome. And so when I heard about Daima, I was like, well, we just did this for GT. And I know what they want to do. They want to really reintroduce Dragon Ball to the younger generation, which I think is smart and wise and a great idea. And I know Akira Toriyama had a fondness for children, so I feel like it was a great idea. And of course, it's awesome because he's just a great storyteller, and he can take anything that he's made before and make it great again. So I'm always shocked that he'll bring back an old idea, and it is always amazing. And I'm always excited to be a part of it. He's got a singular sense of humor too that I think is just very uniquely his, and just makes everything he touches charming and adorable and wonderful and epic. And so I can't say enough. The only thing I don't like about Daima is that I'm not in every single episode. I'm in the first episode and maybe the end. I think I am. I don't know. And I think that's going to be a really great connective story to bring us hopefully back to the rest of Super, and a lot of the other plans that I know that are coming forward from what Akio Yoko had said at New York Comic Con a couple years ago for this 10-year plan to finish up the whole Dragon Ball universe. And I don't even know that it's going to be over after that, because Toyotaro is notorious for drawing Dragon Ball just like Akira Toriyama, according to Akira Toriyama. And so that's not my opinion, that's his opinion. And I could see the folks who have the licensing and the rights in Japan wanting to carry this on forever. And I could see them turning it into a global, brand. They're building a theme park in Saudi Arabia, which I said to do years ago. I'm like, why is there not an amusement park, guys? So I've been rooting for them this whole time, and they're doing more and more cool stuff every year. And I know they've got lots and lots of plans for Dragon Ball in the future. So I think Daima is a really charming and interesting and refreshing homage to, I think, Akira Toriyama's audience, which is kids. I think it was a great swan song, and I think everyone else have been devastated since we lost him. So all we can do is carry on the torch and honor his legacy and carry forward, and Dragon Ball forever, man. That's I'm here for it, So thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, Schemmel, yes.
From OG Dragon Ball all the way up to Super, what is your favorite fight out of the entire franchise, even GT?
Jesus. You're asking a lot, because right when you say that, you list all those things, and I'm cataloging hundreds of episodes in my head as fast as I can to try to remember what. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm trying to explain why I'm thinking so long. Look, my thing is, there are some fights in Super that I think are just beyond. Particularly the Leaf Flip fight, and I really like the last 4 movies a lot. The Broly fight. There's, when the animation's really good and it's very specific and it's really epic, I tend to like it. I don't know that I could really say that's my favorite of all the things you listed, because I'd have to go back and watch all of GT, So in terms of the fighting and the fight scenes, it tends to be the last scenes in the last 4 movies. I'm sorry I can't be more specific. I've been doing this 25 years and I don't watch it every day. So I don't have every single thing memorized, I do remember the epic fight between Goku and Vegeta when he's stealing the module powers being really epic for me, because it was really they were really facing off for real. and Vegeta trying to steal this power from Babidi, you know? So that was really epic for me. I wish I could give you a better answer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Hi. What is your favorite arc?
That's another question I have trouble with because I do not catalog the series in my head in arcs. I really think about it in terms of relationships. And my favorite arc is the Goku-Vegeta relationship, which spans almost all of Z, and that's the most interesting thing to me. And without that relationship, I don't think you have Dragon Ball Z anymore. Not really. Yeah, thank you.
Hello. So my question was, after Super, there's manga continuing. I don't know if you read or anything. What's something that you're looking forward to in that?
I tend to not read the manga ahead for two reasons. When I get my script in the booth, it's different than the manga, and it freaks me out because I get married to the manga. I don't always trust translations because I don't speak Japanese myself. And Goku's not telepathic into the future, so I want to be where Goku is in real time. However, I was so grief-stricken by Akira Toriyama's death, I bought the entire Dragon Ball Super series on manga, and it's sitting in my house unread currently. However, I do plan to read some of it on my Twitch, and maybe glance ahead a little bit here and there. And I've heard some things about Granola and some other characters that I'm eager to fight, and Frieza Black, I guess there's a Frieza Black, like Goku Black. So I'm very curious about that. And I think there's some Goku Frieza teaming up that I'm curious about. So I will probably, kiss some of the chapters here and there and try to, dabble and keep myself in the dark a little bit until we return to Super. I think I can act well if I read it, but I want to keep my system for acting Goku untarnished, even though I really want to read the rest of Super right now. So that's that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, man.
Real quick, finding out you were a choir kid was sick. That was awesome.
I was, yeah.
I never knew that.
I was a choir director for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, awesome. I got ones all the time at competitions.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Okay, so my question for you, this might be a dumb question, but I wanted to ask you this question for like 20 years. Throughout your entire career and all the media that you've done, voices for Goku, video games, cameos, anything that you might have done, roughly how many times do you think you've recorded the line, "Hey, it's me, Goku"?
I've thought of this. I thought you were going to ask me something different, but... Well, I know that in Dragon Ball Z, at the end of every single episode, I usually had to say it for, "Hey, it's me, Goku, next time on Dragon Ball Z," and yada yada, right? And you'll find that I'm not acting... I don't always act well in those because we found, when we were recording them back in the day, they would not let us edit. They would let us edit the script sometimes, but they would not let us edit the outro. And sometimes the English was really weird.
Right, translation.
Yeah, it was real, and I would just fire it off like I didn't give, and I tried to always give a shit when I always do, but so you find that I'm a little bit odd in those because I don't know exactly what's going on, and I want to change some words and they won't let me, so I just read it down in Goku's voice, right? And I realized in retrospect that I couldn't tell because they didn't tell me what tonality Goku was trying to do for the outro for announcing the next episode. And then I didn't hear Masuko Nozawa do it for years later. And so I regret a little bit. I was trying to sell it like an advertisement for the next show. So I would really billboard Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z! I'd really billboard it because I thought Goku was selling the show. But then when I heard her do it, I'm like, no, she's just speaking in character. But they never told me that. So if I could redo it again, I'd probably be more like just casually talking than really billboarding Dragon Ball Z, but I was also an American, and it was the late 90s and early 2000s, and that's how you sell stuff.
And that's what it is now.
Exactly.
Hey, it's me, Goku. Like, that's what it is.
No, and I don't mind that, and that I've never changed, and that I would not change, and that was always correct. If I say, "Hey, it's me, Goku," in the outro, I'm doing it just like I do in the show. I'm talking about the rest of it. The rest of the dialogue on the outros and the introduction to the new show was always a little difficult for me, and so, and I'm talking specifically about billboarding next time on Dragon Ball Z, right? I probably would do that way now. I might not, depending on whether they want it. But yo, it's me, Goku, or hey, it's me, Goku. That's exactly how I do it on the show. That's exactly right. And I'm always thinking, yo, it's me, Goku, because of Goku's face. I'm always thinking, you like me. Yeah. He's always like, I don't care, you like me. It's so weird how he's like, I don't care if you don't like me, but you like me. It's just kind of how he feels to me. When he says, yo, it's me, Goku, that he's not going to care if you don't like him.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here, it's me, yeah, it's all good. Yeah. It's just how it is for me, yeah. But I thought you were going to ask me, well, I don't want to take too much time, because we're almost out of time, but Anyway, go ahead. Thank you.
It was just how many times do you think you might have recorded that line? Yeah.
Well, at least all the, maybe a few hundred.
Everything, video games, all that stuff.
I don't know, a few hundred times maybe. That's my guess.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
so much.
Better answers.
And by the way, guys, I was just told we have time for one more question.
One more, guys, then I'm gonna go back to my table for an hour, and then I'm going to the airport.
Awesome.
So I was wondering, is Super gonna come back? And if it does, will we see Super Saiyan 4?
I have no idea about Super Saiyan 4. I don't have any idea about Dragon Ball Super coming back. If Japan corporations or anything like American corporations, and they have an unfinished series that would probably make them a lot of money, they're probably going to do it. But that depends on a lot since Akira Toriyama's passing, or illegally and otherwise, which I know zero about. They would be foolish to not finish Dragon Ball Super, and they are continuing the manga. I think the chances are very, very likely that it will return at some point in the next few years. My wish is, I know they're still planning on doing more movies and more video games, and we have Dragon Ball Daima right now, so I'm really hoping that we can complete Akira Toriyama's legacy and carry on the message of Dragon Ball and keep everything going. End of Super and beyond, hopefully. So, and I'm here for it, as long as my voice works.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank you, guys.
Everyone, please
You
give
guys
a
are
big
amazing.
round
Thank
of
you for being so
applause
kind all
to
weekend.
John Schemmel. You can catch him back at his table. If you have any other questions, want pictures, autographs, go see him there. Thank you guys so much.